Are you like romantically obsessed with your teacher?
No, no, not at all.
Okay.
Um,
All right, that's what I that's what I thought this was. All
no.
right.
I want to spend the rest of my life with her as if I was like her son. Rowdy.
Hello?
Therapy Gecko?
Yes, who is this?
Hey, my name's Rowdy. I'm 19 and I am obsessed with my teacher. And before you think anything, um, I do sound like a 5-year-old, but I promise I'm not. But I don't know. I've been obsessed with my teacher for I don't know, ever since I met her, and I don't know. I feel like it's getting out of hand.
Is this your are you in high school or are you in college?
I graduated from high school, but this was
Okay.
last year.
Okay. Well, and this was last year and you're still obsessed with her.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by you're obsessed with her?
Well,
How does it,
you know,
I guess what I asked specifically is how does your obsession manifest?
like, I want to spend the rest of my life with her as if I was like her son. You know what I'm saying?
Are you fucking with me right now or is this a serious thing?
This is serious.
You want to spend the rest of your life with her as if you were her son.
Yes, but
Okay,
like, now
Yeah.
that I say that out loud, it sounds a lot weirder. But
No. I'm
she
not.
just
I'm not. I'm not here. I just wanted to make sure you weren't fucking with me. I'm not here to judge your thoughts and your feelings. Tell me more about what you mean by that.
well, I don't know. What I mean is like, I don't know. I don't know what I could do without her, and I just stopped talking to her a little bit ago, and I've been upset since then.
What do you
And
mean
I don't know.
what do you mean you stopped talking to her?
So like at the end of school, I just stopped talking to her, and it's because she was there every day for me. If I ever had a problem, I could talk to her about it. If I had anything, she would help me out with it. So
What kind of teacher was this?
this was my math teacher.
And when you say you had a problem, you mean she was like helping you out with like personal problems?
Yes.
What kind of personal
And then,
problems?
you know, uh, I've I've had really bad issues with my mental health, and she helped me a lot with that. And then, kids would just pick on me because I wouldn't say anything or whatever. And if I ever needed anything from her, she would tell me and let me.
Hmm.
Sorry,
No, don't be
but
saying anything. So when you say you're obsessed with her, and when you say you want her to be your mom, are you like romantically obsessed with your teacher?
no, not at all,
Oh,
not at
really?
all.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Um.
All right, that's what that's what I thought this was. All
No.
right.
That's what a lot of people think, but because I've talked to one other person about this, and that's what they thought. But she was never really like, I've never had a thought of like dating her or anything like that. But I have had the thought like, what if the rest of my life she was my mom?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, okay, man. What's your relationship like with your real mom?
Not too good. When I was a lot younger, it wasn't too well, but you know, now it's just we fight a lot. That's kind of it.
What do
And
you guys typically
it's
fight over?
like some days I don't want to go to work because I work at McDonald's and it sucks. It's just, it's McDonald's, but so some days when I call off, I'll tell her, and then she'll get mad at me and be like, but then we get in a huge argument, and then she brings back how I'm on probation for trying to stab someone. So, yeah.
Is that something you want to talk about?
Um, sure. I really just want to finish getting my teacher off my chest because I've had nobody else to talk to, and I can't believe I'm on your show right now. I've been waiting years to talk to you, man. It's just... But anyways, I'll get back to the story. So, I'm not romantically obsessed with her, but I don't know what I would do without her. And, it's just been really rough not having her there for me because, I can't really talk to anybody else how I talk to her, Like, I could tell her the truth. I could be like, this is my issue. This is what I'm thinking. What should I do to get help or what. But, and she was always there for me. She always helped me. She, I can't think of what it's called, but she went to school for something to, like, help, like, I guess you would call us kids, teenagers.
Sorry. What did you cut out just now? What did you say?
I said, sorry. I said that she went to school to go do something and, like psychology for teens and stuff. Mm-hmm. Almost adults. So, she knew what she was saying, and she was just always there for me. And I've been doing a lot more rough without her. I was doing so much better when I knew her and, like, talked to her at school and stuff. And now, I'm just going downhill.
So first thing I got to get this out of the way. Dude, you really sound like you need to talk to a real therapist. And I know that it's difficult to, like, get help in that way. I am not a real therapist. I know you already know that.
I know you
already know that. I just gotta, let you know I'm not a real therapist. I think you sound like you need to talk to a real therapist. But I'll talk to you about this stuff. So have you ever spoken to a real therapist about this?
I haven't, because, I always feel that people would judge me, and I can't blame them because, think about it. But, so that's kind of why I called in on your show, because, I will probably never, ever speak to you again. And all the strangers who are listening probably will never hear from me again. So, it's like, why not just get it out to somebody who, I won't see and they won't talk to me about it again.
So I guess, like, tell me a little bit more about your life, man. Like, what you say, like, in when you were in school, people were bullying you. What were they bullying you about?
Well, I had a bit of a mental issue, and I got picked up from school in an ambulance, and everyone was saying I overdosed on fentanyl, which did not happen. And then everyone, like, they would always be like, yo, you got fent on you and stuff. And then some kid, sadly, I have scars, and kids laugh at me for that. People laugh at me at work at it too. And, I just never really talked. People called me weird, and, And
what do you... Go ahead, I want to let you finish.
Oh, I was just going to say, and I'm mildly autistic, which really sucks because, it's just, no, that's not a lie. That's true. I'm not trying to, make anybody feel bad for me, but it's just like, when people find out, they're like, oh, that's why he's so weird. And then they like to use it against me.
What do you want out of life? I'm curious. That evolves over time, but just at this moment.
At this moment, I kind of just, I don't know. I want a happy life. I'm tired of feeling like shit every day, waking up being like, I have no one to talk to. My life's going to hell. I work at a fucking fast food restaurant at 19. I can't fucking, I suppose, like, somehow I can't get any other job. So
19 is I need you to know, 19 solid age to be working at a fast food restaurant. I don't know if you're talking like you're 47.
But
so okay, you want what's a happy life look like?
Well, I want a wife and some kids,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't want to be rich, but I also don't want to be poor.
Yeah.
You know, and I want somebody in my life who is like my teacher, you know, who will talk to me and not just, you know, go straight to ask me, you know, all these questions like, you know, are you suicidal or this and this, and actually tell me like what I should do, who I should talk to about stuff, and actually help me through what I'm going through.
Can you tell me a little bit more about how your teacher helped you go through what you were going through, like things she said or whatnot that was helpful to you?
Yeah, I'll give you something. Now this is pretty, I doubt anybody else would confess this, but you know, I ain't got nothing better to do with my life. So,
okay.
I tried to kill myself one time, and she saved me from that. Also, you know, what else? She saved me from screaming at some kid. I was crying one day in the classroom because, you know, some kids were making fun of me, and she went and, like, you know, did what she had to do. And then what else? You know, anytime I was ever sad, she would just help me. She would be like, yeah, it'll get better, you know, this. And then I did meet her kids one day. I stayed after school, and her kids are super nice. They're very well behaved. And, you know, they're just, I don't know.
So you said you were like, oh, this person will tell me things and actually help me. She won't just be like, are you suicidal? Like, have you had experiences where you reached out for help and you felt like it was inadequate?
Yes, multiple times. I've been into the mental hospital about, I don't know, 4 or 5 times now. Never once helped me. You know, everyone there never helped me. Try to put me on new meds, didn't work. And then, you know, I have a mom who, you know, I tell her, and then she gets angry at me and being like, well, you know, my life sucks, you know. I have to live through this and this.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I have a sister named Kermis, and she kind of just tells my mom everything. She was the one girl in my life before my teacher who I could actually talk to.
Do you still feel as though you can actually talk to her? Is she still a big part of your life?
I mean, she's a big part of my life, sort of, but I can't talk to her because, you know, she tells my mom everything. Then my mom wants to bring it up, you know, anytime I'm around her. And then, you know, it just turns into either a fight or, you know, her telling me how sad her life is. So. But, and then, if you want to hear who I almost stabbed, I got in a fight with my stepdad because I was trying to get shit out of my house, or my mom's house, while I was moving, and she wouldn't give me one of my things. And then she was yelling at me, and then my stepdad came out and was pushing me out the door. And then I tried to stab him. The cops came, and they're like, you know, we got to detain you and do whatever. I got booked. I was charged with, I think it was battery or something. I'm pretty sure it was a battery, but it was a felony. And somehow I got it changed down to a misdemeanor. I don't know how. But now I'm on probation, and I can't have any of the stuff that I enjoy in life, you know. I was always a big knife collector and gun collector, and I can't do that anymore.
Well,
you agree with it, though, don't you?
Agree with what?
That, like, I shouldn't have any guns or knives.
I think listen, man, I would hope, I mean this sincerely, I hope you find things in life that make you happier than guns and knives do.
Well, I ain't really got anything else. My dog died like a year ago. We got her the day I was born, and somehow she lived. So,
I mean, let's get back to. I want to just get back to like the happy life. That's what you want to do. Okay, so wait a minute. So you moved out of you. Are you living on your own now, or are you living with your family?
Yes, I'm living on my own.
Okay, and is McDonald's paying the bills?
Kind of. I kind of do some jobs here and there.
Okay.
I work at a funeral home for a little bit. I don't embalm people, but I set up for funerals and this. But
Okay. Okay. And do you have any friends from school
Not
or
really.
from anything?
I have one, and everyone makes fun of him, and I hate it. Just makes me so mad because it's like, this dude deserves better. He deserves
Fuck yeah.
better than I do.
Fuck yeah.
This kid is, he's nice. And one day he got caught smoking weed in the school, and everyone freaked out because the school I went to was pretty much, it was all rich kids. It was all rich and country folks. So it was never like any wannabe gangsters or anything. So Dane was always out, out of the on the weird side of things in their eyes.
You went to like a private school with like a bunch of rich kids.
Yes.
Tell me more about your friend. Are you still friends with this guy, Dane?
Yeah, I'm friends with Dane, but we haven't really been talking recently.
Why not?
Because one of the girls I liked, he liked too, and then we got in an argument about it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man!
Yeah. I know. I fucked it up, just like everything else in my life.
No. So hold on. Okay, so the girl that you like, Dane liked.
Yes.
And is Dane with her now?
No. She rejected him and me, but we got in a fight because, just over it. And then, he hasn't texted me. I tried to text him, and he just didn't text me back. So,
How long ago was this fight?
About 2 weeks ago.
Okay, and you tried to text him, and he didn't text you back. What did you say to him?
Hold up, let me pull it up.
Sure.
I said, "Hey, Dane, I hope that you're doing better. I'm sorry about the argument, but I hope we can get over this." And he just hasn't texted me back.
What's your name again, man?
Rowdy.
Rowdy. That's a cool name.
Thanks.
What do you like to do? Do you like video games? Do you do music? What do you do?
I love pictures. I love shooting guns, and I'm not trying to sound like Mr. Nice Guy, but I do love helping people. One thing that I've always wanted to do in my life is save somebody, and I'm going to try to become a paramedic. I always wanted to be a state trooper. They're known as kind of a police officer, but for the highways, because they stop sex trafficking and drug trafficking and car crashes and stuff. So, it's just always been something in my life ever since I was a kid. I've always wanted to help people.
So, I mean, all, great answers. I mean, I don't fucking like, whatever. I don't like guns, but fucking whatever. So what I would do if I was you, man, and by the way, okay, a couple things. One is I really mean this, Rowdy. I've been talking to you for 18 minutes, and I could tell truly that you're a smart guy, you're a loving guy, So I hope you understand that about yourself.
I appreciate it, man.
And I like. You're also extremely, you're extremely young. You're 19.
Yeah.
If I think at this point, right, like, and what you described to me as a happy life is totally. I really am optimistic for you that those things are not out of your reach, because what you really want is you want to be around people that you can trust. And you want to help people, which is great, because I think there's so many avenues for you where you can help people and be around other people. I think being a paramedic's a great idea. You're going to have to go to school to do that. I'm sure you'll meet people in school, and you know, and when you do that, and this is way harder said than done, but I really hope, like, when you go to school to be a paramedic, you know, and you're meeting other people and you're indulging in this community, that you don't take any of the stuff from high school or from your mom, like, with you. You know what I mean? It's a like, you get to, like, decide who you want to be. And again, from the 18 minutes I've talked to you, you're a smart and caring person. So if you decide that's who you are and who you want to be, you can go be that. And you don't have to, again, easier said than done, you don't have to take, like, the bullying and the bullshit, like, with you into this new community, because you're a fucking adult now, you know. And high school sucks and it's awful and everyone's mean and horrible. And you don't, but you're an adult now, and you can choose to be an adult, and you can choose you're not gonna, you know, let high school follow you around. I mean, so that's the most important thing. Is that what you're gonna do? Are you gonna go into community college or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a certain college I want to go to, but, you know, it would kind of give out where I am, so, you know, I don't really want to say it, but,
cool.
You know, but,
are you able to afford it without taking out a whole bunch of loans and shit?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Just from as far as I know, that what I've, like, looked up into it, I need to take a loan out, but, you know, I don't know how to do any of that shit. And, you know, my parents are divorced, you know. I lived with my father for pretty much my whole entire high school year, and then I moved down here for my senior year. And, you know, and that's kind of one thing too, is that, you know, I don't know, when I lived in this other town, I had a girl who was my pretty much a rehab kind of person, because for some reason, since I smoked weed, they thought, you know, I was an addict. So, but I've never felt the same way for anybody else that I've had for my teacher and my rehab person.
Your rehab person, like she was like a counselor?
Yes.
I wish for you the optimism. It's hard to have when you're in the moment. It really is. But I wish for you the optimism that as you continue to go through life, you will meet new people who, you know, you can't go through life trying to find someone in someone else. You know what I'm saying? If you just go through life being like, I just need to find someone in my life who can be with me the way that my teacher was like with me to the T. You kind of fuck yourself a little bit when you do that, because I don't know if you can find someone in someone else, but you can be open-minded to the idea that there's people who are not like anyone you've ever met that you will meet. And there's people who will make you feel in ways that you have never felt. And for you, because you're 19, it's that optimism that'll happen only grows, and the chances of that happening expand as you fucking go do things. You know, like go to school or volunteer, right? So I would make a big fucking list of like everything you could possibly do that involves helping other people and being around other people. It's volunteering or going to school to be a paramedic, or you know, coaching a little league kickball team, whatever the fuck it is, right?
And the more you take your the more you attack that list and put yourself out there and reject whatever happened to you in the past that caused your self-esteem to be whatever it is, you know, you're inevitable. The idea that you'll live this happy life, it to me is inevitable if you have the courage to, you know, make that list and attack it. So I'm optimistic for you.
I got three more things to say. First, I really do appreciate it, man. I really do. I love your shows. You know, I've been watching you for like 2.5 years now.
Thanks, Rob.
Me and my little sister has been watching you. We love you, but
thanks, man.
The other thing is that, back to my teacher real quick, is that, you know, I want kids like how she has kids, but also that I found out recently that she was getting divorced, and it sucks because, you know, I don't know. I know this is going to sound super, like, weird, but I don't want her to find a new boyfriend because it's just her husband, I guess, because, you know, I feel like just her kids will change so much.
Are you sure you don't have romantic feelings for this person?
Yes, I am sure. I mean, you know, I never really had the thought of, like, you know, ever being with her like that, but I don't know. I just feel like, you know, it's gonna tear her family apart and all the stuff.
My brother, Rowdy. It's very sweet that you care about this, but you absolutely you absolutely cannot be invested in this woman's life. I would take the amount of investment that you have in this woman's life and redirect that to your own.
All right.
You know, you want to have kids one day. You want to do this. You want to do that. So focus on doing whatever you got to do to put yourself in the best position to be doing that shit instead of thinking about this lady's kids.
And I do have one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
I feel like I might be, you know, fucked up in the head because, like, truly, I think if somebody ever hurts my teacher and I ever find out, that I would kill him. And I'm being honest. I'm not, you know, trying to sound creepy or whatever, but, you know, it's just, I don't know.
First of all, Rowdy, you gotta go see a real therapist. Okay, you gotta go see a real therapist. Will you go do that? Will you do that? Will you try it? Will you at least try to see a real therapist? Will you go on the internet and be like, how can I get free therapy? Will you do something to try to get a real therapist? Does McDonald's give you health insurance?
No, sadly.
That's fucked up.
I know.
Okay. Will you at least will you try to go see a real therapist?
Yes, technically I have one, but you know, I don't really talk to her too much cuz you know.
Wait, hold on. Who is your technical real therapist?
Well, I can't necessarily say her name, but
not her. No, I don't want her name. Like who what does she do? What's her job?
Oh, she is a counselor, therapist kind of person. I kind of just sit down, tell her how I'm feeling, what happened, this and this.
Oh, so it's a therapist.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell her all these things that you're talking about on this podcast right now?
Because, like I said before, you know, I'm gonna see her multiple times until, you know, I eventually, you know, stop paying insurance or whatever. But, you know, with you and everyone who's watching, you know, they may know who I am, they may not, you know, but I doubt I will ever see any of y'all in my entire life and ever talk about this again.
I implore you to share everything you shared on this show with your real therapist.
And I talked to my therapist because I told her, I did tell her this. I'm like, I feel like I'm obsessed with my teacher, but not in like romantic kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, okay, well, you know, this, and this. And I'm like, yeah. And then one time while I was working, my teacher actually came through the drive-thru with her kids, and I tried to pay for her meal. And I told my counselor that, and she goes, well, you know, you seem like, you know, you have a romantic relationship with her. And I'm like, I hope not. She's way older than me. And, you know, I have never had a thought of that throughout this, even meeting her. And it's just, I kind of want your opinion on it, to be honest.
My opinion specifically on the teacher?
Yeah, if I need to share more so you can get more.
No, I feel like I kind of feel like I've given you what my opinion is on this teacher situation. But I'll restate it. Is like, dude, you're like, first of all, I just hope you're 19. You've told me so many things. Sure, you've said things that are concerning, right? But you've also said things like, and again, I'm not a real fucking therapist. Like, I'm just a fucking dude, and you should talk to a real therapist. It would be irresponsible for me to say like, hey, we're gonna have hey, I got you, we're cool. Like, that's it. Like, you got to talk to a real therapist. But from my perspective, yes, you've told me things that are concerning, but you've also told me things that actually made me feel pretty optimistic, because you've laid out, really nice goals for yourself. You've laid out really clear direction for your life that's positive. You know, saying you want to help people. You know, you've said things that show that you care. Not the thing about killing the guy, but the thing about you know, your friend Dane. You know, and so my response to this problem you have about being obsessed to your teacher, my opinion, my feelings truly are that you should really thread together all of those positive things you've laid out and take all of the energy that you're putting into being obsessed with your teacher, into thinking about her life, into thinking like if anything happens to her, take all of that energy that you are focused on this woman and redirect it into a strong investment in your own life and in the direction that you have laid out talking to me right now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. That is exactly what I think you should do. And go see a real therapist.
Do
you agree with me?
I do agree. It's just, like I said, you know, it's just hard to tell a therapist exactly how I'm feeling and whatnot, because, you know, it's just, like I said before, I'm going to see them again, and then they're going to bring it up.
That's good. You know, it's good that you're going to see them again, and it's good that they're going to bring it up again.
Well, I kind of feel what I'm scared of is that, because some days I'm having a really good day, and then, you know, somebody brings up something, and then it just ruins my day. It ruins my week, you know.
Look, man. I by the way, what you just said. I've personally been dealing a lot with this idea of like, you know, like when I'm dealing with my own fucking problems, I talk about them in therapy, and I journal about them, and part of me really latches on actually to what you just said, which is like, am I just gonna be like reinforcing my own problems in my brain? Like, what if I'm having a good day? I don't want to go to therapy that's scheduled on this Thursday at 4 p.m. where I happen to be doing good, and then get in a chair and talk about how I'm doing bad. But that's not but that's good, right? Because then your therapist can be like, hey, remember when you were talking about this? And you can be like, oh, I don't fucking know what you're talking about. Life's great. Everything's amazing. Then you go back, and then it's like, especially if you already have a therapist, man. Like, I get it. I understand it's really, like, fucking tough out there. But, like, if you already have a therapist, you should talk to him about this shit. And, you know, it might help you kind of track a pattern, right? Because you're just dealing with your own thoughts and your own fucking brain. And, yeah. But
So you should do that. But in addition to doing that, I'll say it again. You should take all the positive things you laid out. I want to help people. I want to do this. I want to do that. And like feverishly attack those goals and spend all of your time, all the time that you're spending thinking about your teacher. Please try to spend it instead thinking about the ways in which you want to improve your life and work towards the positive things you've told me. Do you feel like you can do that?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
It feels so much better getting it off my chest, though, because anytime I talk to my mom about it, she's like, well, you know, why do you like her more than me, and this and this and this? And I'm like, you know, every time I tell you how I feel, you either yell at me or tell me how bad your life is, and it just sucks because it makes me feel worse.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'm sorry.
I do have a question.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry that your mom has been selfish. What's the question?
Now this, I'm kind of going off on, you know, just what I've seen you post before. Well, I do want to say, that one video, that one you posted, I can't remember the girl's name, but she pegged I think it was a Christian man. That was the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just want to know if you would, like, I'm not asking you to, nor am I telling you not to, but if you do post this anywhere, I would love to hear what other people think about it, because, you know, I want to know what other people think to the point that I can get a better understanding of, you know, how other people look at it versus how I look at it, and then see what my therapist, you know, looks at it.
Are you talking about pegging, or are you talking about everything you just talked to me about over the course of this conversation?
Everything I just talked to you about.
Okay, you're free to. You know, here's the thing. I'm going to post this on YouTube, and there are YouTube comments. Take the YouTube. By the way, here's the thing. I genuinely first of all, I think that I think that the Gecko watchers are pretty reasonable people. I have that faith, and they will absolutely have thoughts on your situation. Take and you're gonna read them, and I'm gonna read them too, because I'm curious about their thoughts of the situation, and I read a lot of comments. But take them with a grain of salt, because people on YouTube and on the internet are in fact insane. So take them with a grain of salt. If you see something and you're like, oh, that's a good point, that's helpful, then great. If you see something that's like, you suck and you know, whatever, then just ignore it, you know? So take it with a grain of salt if you read the comments.
Well, I'll let other people call in, because I know tons of people want to talk to you, but I really do appreciate you talking to me. I really need to get this stuff off my chest.
Yeah. I'm glad we could talk about all this stuff, and please, I implore you to take what I said into consideration about redirecting everything and towards, you know, how you can improve your own life, because I'm optimistic for you.
Well,
is there anything else you want to say to the people that is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
What should I say? Don't tell your dreams to a small-minded person, because they will shoot it down. Anyways, thank you, Therapy Gecko.
Have a good night, Rowdy.
You too.
So it's fun. Okay, for the people in the YouTube comments are going to be upset that I called them insane, but dude, you can go look at, I forget which video this is on, but I read the comments on my YouTube and on Spotify as comments now, and I read all of those. And I forget which one was it. I'm trying to remember which podcast it was. I think it was with the guy who I never remember anyone's name, but I think his name was I think it was on the podcast with our boy Richard. I think it's the one called "I'm Getting My Life Together at 35." I think it's that one. It's either Richard or that guy Tyler. But anyway, somebody commented saying, "Hey, Geck, you should be nicer to the callers. You were a little bit of an ass." No, they didn't say that. You were kind of an asshole. They said, "Hey, Geck, you should be nicer to the callers. You were kind of an asshole to that guy." And I, when I read that, I wasn't like, "Oh, fuck this guy. What does he know what he's talking about?" I'm like, "What? Oh, maybe I fucking was, dude. I don't know. I am sometimes in insane moods when I record these." So I was like, "Oh shit, maybe I was being kind of an asshole to this guy." So I wrote back, and I was like, I wrote, "How so?" Because I wanted to know. I wanted his I've done this before, actually. I had another commenter who said, God, what did she say? Oh, she said I gave this caller terrible advice. And I wasn't like, "Oh, fuck you, what do you know? You're on YouTube." I was like, I was genuinely curious. I was like, "What do you think? What did you disagree with?" And she wrote me back a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, I'm off topic. Okay. Someone comments. They go, "Hey, Geck, you're being kind of an asshole to this guy." I wrote, "How so?" He writes back, "Ah, fuck, I'm sorry, man. I didn't actually mean that stuff. I just wanted to get your attention." And I was like, all right. Because I read shit, I think about it. But that was kind of interesting for me, because it made me be like, okay, 99% of what everyone writes on the internet, they just don't fucking mean. And like when you comment on like a TikTok of someone and you're like, "This is cringe and you suck and you should kill yourself." If the person that is in the TikTok, if you were looking at their face right now, that's what you'd say. You'd say, "Ah, fuck, I'm sorry. I did not realize you were a real human being." You have existed for your entire life, and you've existed for 0.00000000000000000001% of my life, and so we're working on two complete opposite contexts when I'm writing, that you suck. So, something to consider when you're reading internet comments.
Call from
Anthony.
Hello.
Holy shit. Is this Geck?
Yeah, who is this?
This is Anthony.
What's going on, Anthony? How can I get you today?
Well, I had a few questions for you, Geck.
Okay, I'll try my best. What's going on?
Okay, so you've talked about your Panda Express loving before?
Yeah, I love Panda Express.
What's your order from Panda Express when you're sober and when you're high?
Trick question. They're the same.
Okay.
Actually, wait. No, all right. You know what? You totally got me. Okay, here's my order when I'm sober. My order when I'm sober is half and half fried rice and lo mein noodles.
Okay.
I get the teriyaki chicken and the orange chicken. That's when I'm sober. Okay.
Okay.
All right. When I'm high, I get the same thing, but I also get a side order of the honey glazed shrimp and a chicken egg roll and an apple pie roll.
They have apple pie rolls?
They have apple pie rolls, which is truly something you would only get if you are extremely high. They're good, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They're like an apple pie egg roll. It's delicious.
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah, that's why I get when I'm high.
Is it like a McDonald's like apple pie, or is it more just like?
I was just about to say that it's similar to a McDonald's apple pie, but it's. And it is similar to a McDonald's apple pie, but it's really good, bro. It's like covered. I think it's like got some like kind of crystallized sugar on the outside of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an egg roll with like fucking cinnamon and apple inside, and then they roll it around in some like glazed some kind of crystallized sugar bullshit.
Nice.
I'm not particularly adventurous when it comes to Panda Express. I like what I like. Although here's my problem with the lo mein. I'm so happy that you asked me this question. I feel like all day I'm just talking about intense things, which actually I like doing. some of the times, but this is good. Okay, the lo mein. It's got like onions and peppers in it. I can hang with some onions, but there's something I eat around. What is it? I think it's onions. I like onions, but I wouldn't just like eat a whole fucking bowl of them. You know, I'd eat them like alongside something else. And the onions they cut and they put in that lo mein are huge. But the lo mein is good. True. And so kind of typically towards the end of the meal, I just have a big container of onions.
Yeah, I do kind of hate like a giant chunk of any chopped vegetable when I have a bunch of mixed vegetables, because then it's like just one giant piece. I'm not really enjoying the mixture. I'm just enjoying the piece.
What are you? These people just sat through a bunch of ads, but we're doing this one for free. What do you get at Panda Express?
At Panda Express, I feel like most of the time I go, I only will get like the bowls where it's one entree on one side, and I'll just get. I kind of switch it up between the lo mein and the fried rice.
You never do a half and half?
I've done half and half, but then I feel like half and half in just those bowls doesn't really feel good.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you. I think half and half is kind of the coward's way out. Like, you have to really commit.
Well, I think it's fine, but I feel like if you do half and half in the bowl, you're just not getting like a happy amount of each. You're just getting kind of like a sad amount of each where you wish you had a little bit more, but not enough. What's
the one entree that you get?
A lot of the time I'll get orange chicken, but I also like I can't remember it anymore. But mostly orange chicken, if I'm being honest. I'm kind of basic like that.
I deeply
Do you like
respect
crab rangoons?
Bro, they have fucking crab rangoons at Panda Express.
Yeah.
Do you get the crab rangoons? Have you ever had one? I've never had one. Have you ever had one? Wait, no. Stop. They don't have. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. They do not have crab rangoons at Panda Express. They have cream cheese rangoons, which kind of sound like who gives a fuck. Actually, I'm sure they're good. I respect that you only get one entree. I wish I had that kind of discipline. Okay, wait. By the way, there was a second question that you had or something. I think you said you had multiple.
Well, on a more serious note, I have a very important exam tomorrow.
And you're talking with me about Panda Express instead of doing your fucking homework?
Well, I've been studying for a while, and I'm kind of tired of studying, and I figured I'd rather not just study all night. I kind of want to just relax for a little bit before I take this exam.
Okay.
I feel like if I study too much, it's just going to overload, and I'll just be like, this sucks, and then not do good.
What kind of exam is it?
It's an online exam to become certified as a personal trainer.
Wow. And is Panda Express part of your nutritionist recommendation?
Well, that'd be out of my scope of practice to say anything on nutrition, but I wish I could tell people more about Panda Express while training them.
That'd be pretty cool. I assume it's a good source of protein.
Yeah, Panda Express has like good healthy choices, but I mean, most of the time you go to Panda Express, like, when are you getting healthy choices? They're kind of shitty.
Tell me what you think. I get the teriyaki chicken. Obviously, when I go in there and I'm stoned and I'm getting when you're getting the apple pie roll, it's not a great day. But I go I feel like when I get the teriyaki chicken, it's grilled. It's not fried. Yes, they put a lot of sugary sauce on it. But just that and some rice, I'm like, okay, this can't be that unhealthy.
I'd say that's pretty good. It's better than if you don't want to cook at home and you go out and you get that at Panda Express, that's pretty solid. You did a pretty good selection.
Okay, I got another question for you.
Okay.
When you go to Panda Express and you get to the register and they do this at every Panda Express. Do you round up the 30 cents to give to the children's hospital shit?
No, I never do that.
You never do it?
Anywhere I go, if they ask me to round up, I pretty much never do it. One time, I did it once for like a single penny because I saw it ask me to round up by a penny, and I was like, it's fine, it's just a penny. And then I showed the receipt to my mom because I think I was getting something for her, and I rounded up by a penny, and she saw the receipt, saw that I rounded up, and was like, well, now I have to keep this for like a tax write-off because you donated.
How do you?
I was like, well,
how do you even...
1 penny.
That's hilarious.
I never thought that the penny would really matter. I thought we'd just move on.
That's really funny. That she's keeping the receipt for the tax write-off.
Mm-hmm. She does that a lot. I always have to give my mom every receipt. Just because.
Wait, damn.
You know those apps where you can like scan your receipt and you can get points, and eventually, like, get enough points, you get a gift card or something?
Are we about to do another ad? I've never heard of these apps. What are these? I haven't heard of them. Tell me more.
Okay, so there are these apps that I don't use, but my mom uses them, and you can do surveys as well as scanning your receipt from like basically wherever you go, and you can get points for them. And eventually, once you get enough points, you can get gift cards. But it's like a lot of, you got to like do a lot of spending to get a gift card.
It's so far. I'm gonna put like an ad read right before this call, and so they're just gonna go from ad reads to even more ads. But awesome. No, I haven't heard of these. Well, I guess we didn't say any of the apps' names, but no, I've never heard of them. Damn, maybe I should have been keeping my receipt because I'll round up when it's like 67 cents. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll round up. Sometimes they'll get me. I just feel like a dick every time I don't. Here's what's funny though is when you do it, there's like a bell that they press. Yeah, and that makes me uncomfortable. Like when I round, like when they're like, hey, do you want to round up 10 cents? And I'm like, sure. And they're like, look at this guy, ding. I'm like, you don't need to do that. What were you gonna say?
Do you round up only when someone asks you, or do you round up when like you're doing something on an electronic device and no one there is to like pressure you?
No, it asks me on the thing. I don't think. No, it's never a human being asking me. It's the thing asking me. Although I am like, okay, I'll do that, right? Because it's like whatever, 67 cents. Yeah, you can have my 67 cents. But I do wonder because like giant corporations are never altruistic, right? Like like when I go to McDonald's, it'll be like round up for the whatever Ronald McDonald House. You know the Ronald McDonald House?
Sure.
Cool. It's like their charity, and when you go to McDonald's, sometimes it'll ask you to round up however many cents to give to the Ronald McDonald charity, and it's like the logo is like his clown hands giving, and
okay, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, and so I'll occasionally I'll round it up, and but I'm like, there's no fucking way that McDonald's and Panda Express are like, let's just do something nice for the kids. Like, there's no fucking way. There's gotta be, and I don't know what it is. Maybe John Oliver can do a thing on it or whatever the fuck, but there's gotta be something that is still like the money is going to help them. I don't know if it's like a tax write-off, but
I bet it is a tax write-off. I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah, it's probably just like a tax. It's probably just like, oh, let's get more of their money so that we can write it off as. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll stop. Maybe I should stop rounding it up.
Because then if you round it up, then McDonald's and Panda Express can say, "Oh, we donated like $2 million to charity this year," but really, it was like, just you.
You know what? I might start keeping my receipts so that I get the write-off and they don't. Or I guess we both get a write-off.
Yeah.
But why should they get a fucking write-off? They didn't do it. Well, hold on. That doesn't make any sense, though. Why should they get the fucking write-off? Only one of us. Hold on. Okay, now I'm thinking about this. Because I didn't even think about that with your mom with the receipt and everything. If I round up my 67 cents and I write that spending off on my taxes,
can the company also write that shit off on their taxes? Because
that's a great question.
That's because then that money is being written off twice in the system.
Mm-hmm.
There's something fishy going on about this shit.
There's something wrong there.
There's something going on.
They're definitely write it off.
Yeah, there's definitely something fucked up going on at the Ronald McDonald House. I don't know what it is.
There's definitely something. I feel like if they let you, if they put it up there, it's definitely benefiting them somehow.
100%.
So I feel like the write-off has to be a thing for them.
100%.
I feel like it can't just be like an image thing, because most fast food places just have the image of the food itself, and that's it.
What do you get when you go to McDonald's?
Usually, they have that $5 meal. I got that a few times, but usually I just get like 2 McChickens, and then I'll do their online coupon for like $1 large fry. No bev.
No bev. You do it all raw.
Got beds at home.
Wow. Okay. What are you? Are you a water guy? Are you Diet Coke? What are we doing?
Water for sure, but also like a big like Pepsi Zero, Coke Zero guy. Not really a Diet Coke guy.
Interesting.
Well, Diet Coke doesn't taste like Coke, but Coke Zero tastes like Coke.
Diet Coke doesn't taste like Coke, but Coke Zero tastes like Coke. I was thinking today, I was wondering what the difference is between Diet Coke and Coke Zero. I have no idea.
I think Coke Zero doesn't have caffeine in it, but I might be wrong. I don't know.
No, Coke Zero has someone in the comments, let us know if you have the answers to any of these questions. I'm really curious. I've always wondered what the difference is between Diet Coke and Coke Zero, because there's there's caffeine in Coke Zero. They have diet caffeine-free Coke, which that stuff's the best. Because, sometimes I want a diet soda in the middle of the night, but I don't want to be, up until the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, this was a great way to fill 13 minutes of this podcast.
Is this going on the podcast?
Oh, fuck yeah, this is going on the podcast. This is...
yeah.
Absolutely. You thought this wasn't podcast material?
I didn't know for sure. I was going to ask you later towards the end of the call if this could go on the podcast or not.
This is absolutely
I'm a big fan. I worked a summer job at Walmart, and your podcast saved my life at this Walmart.
Thanks, man.
It made it bearable.
Thank you. Well, good luck on your personal trainer thing. That's not what I would have pegged this exam to be for after this conversation, but good luck. I hope you break all your PRs and you get to eat lots of teriyaki chicken whilst doing so.
Here, if I pass tomorrow, I'll go get Panda Express.
That's actually a pretty shitty.
And I'll try that Well, I'll try the apple pie egg roll thing, and hopefully
try the apple pie egg roll thing, and I take no responsibility for any diseases you may contract. All right, take care, man.
Why is your face not red?
Get out of here.